Howdy, Namie Amuro fans. This is Steven, and I'm back with some information about Namie's upcoming album, underscore Genic. And by the way, I'm just going to call this album Genic from this point forward. Um, its actual name is like underscore, the underscore, and then Genic. But who wants to say that? That's a mouthful, underscore Genic all the time. So I'm going to call this album Genic from this point forward. But yeah, Namie is coming back with a new album. And it is scheduled to be released on June 10th. And actually, I have an article here, and I'll just read the article and give my thoughts and opinions as I go through the article. And I got this article from jpopasia.com. So thanks a lot, jpopasia. All right, here we go. Namie Amuro will be releasing a new album titled underscore Genic on June 10th. So that's good. We getting a new album coming pretty soon. Like, I gotta mark that date on my calendar because, like, I really want to, be supportive of Namie. And as well, for some reason, I'm kind of excited about this album. I haven't been excited this much in a while from Namie, where I'm like, oh, I really want to see what's popping off with Namie. But for some reason, I am. All right, next lyrics. Next, sorry, y'all. I'm so used to doing the lyrical analysis. All right. Next, a promotional image and track list for the album was leaked around 24 hours ago from when this article was written. I don't know when. Today, the album has been officially announced by various websites, including a special website just published for the album. Gotta find out that website name. All right, next. According to the album's official website, the upcoming album will contain 13 songs, 5 of which will have music videos. All right, so we're getting some music videos for these songs. Not all of them, a little less than half of them, but we are getting some music videos, which is cool. Hopefully these are music videos that have, halfway some thought and input and a decent budget. Because, y'all seen that video for Brighter Day, and that was not a brighter day. I should tell you that. All right, next. The album has been described as having an R&B groove, classic dance beats, and 80s and 90s revival sound. Okay, so, I heard, through different sources or whatever, that Namie is going to be making a departure from the sound that she had on her album Feel, the EDM sound, which is cool. However, I do kind of hope she kind of does maybe like one EDM song just for good measure on this album. But if she doesn't, it's cool. But yeah, she's going to be doing some R&B groove, classic dance beats, and 80s, 90s revival. So I'm really interested in this 80s, 90s revival thing, as well as the R&B grooves. And I guess I'm kind of interested in the dance beats as well. So yeah, I'm interested in this new sound that Namie has. I wonder what it's gonna sound like. But yeah, so she's gonna be doing some 80s sounds, some 90s sounds, some R&B grooves, and I don't know what classic dance beats are. What's that? I don't know. All right, next. None of the tracks listed have been released before, and I'll name off the tracks a little bit later. But yeah, none of the tracks on this upcoming album have been released. So this is going to be totally new material, 100% new material. And I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Although I was a little slightly disappointed just because I was kind of looking forward to, hearing Brighter Day, Sweet Kisses, and or Still Loving You on the album. But I guess, that's not going to be on the album. Which ultimately is good for us because that means we get more new material for the fans, And of course, I'm sure she's going to perform the songs, Brighter Day, Sweet Kisses, and Still Loving You. So she's going to perform those songs. But yeah, for some reason, I was, a little disappointed by that. But on the plus side, we get, totally fresh material. So that's cool. All right, next. The upcoming album will be released under Dimension Point, the new music label established and run by the singer as a subsidiary of Avex. So Namie, she being a businesswoman and doing her own independent thing here, and she's gonna be releasing this upcoming album under her management group Dimension Point. Well, actually, her music label Dimension Point. Um, well, actually, it's a music label and a management thing. I don't know how that works. But yeah, so Namie H, she is, taking a step forward in her music career. You know, I wonder if she's gonna be writing a couple of songs on this album. She should, but knowing Namie H, she probably won't. But she should write like at least a couple of these songs on her album. You know, um, for me, and I think Namie, she has mentioned this before, but she was asked by an interviewer, um, you know, basically something to the extent of, um, it's like musical artists and artistic integrity are often connected with writing your own lyrics. And Namie doesn't write a lot of her own lyrics. And so does she consider herself more of a pop star, like a pop idol, or more of like a singer songwriter, more of the artistic integrity type, you know? And Namie had a pretty um, interesting response to that. And she says something to the extent of she likes to consider herself a little bit of both, being like the pop idol, because that's kind of like her roots. That's where she did come from. She came from a place where she didn't write her own songs. The songs were written for her. However, on the flip side, she does kind of write a couple of her own songs. So she kind of likes to toe the line between both. And that ultimately works to her advantage in her career. Because think about it. Let me break it down for you. All right. Namie can get away with not writing her own song lyrics at this point because she hasn't done it before. People weren't introduced to Namie as being the singer-songwriter type, so she can kind of get away with that. And that gives her more leeway in the music that she produces and the lyrics that she sings, because other people can contribute music for her, so she can have like a variety of different sounds as well as different lyrical styles because other people are doing it. But let's say if Utada Hikaru and Ayumi Hamasaki did this, people would be up in arms. Like, their fans would not be having that. Their fans would be like, no. Like, they wouldn't be cool with that, I don't think. They may come around and accept it, possibly, but I'm pretty sure there would be some backlash from their respective fan bases because, like, Utada Hikaru and Ayumi Hamasaki came on the scene as singer-songwriters. So they can't do the pop idol thing. They can't be like the pop stars who have songs written for them. And it's kind of good and bad because it does give them artistic merit, on one hand, but also it sort of can be possibly a little limiting. And that, Namie is kind of like in a boat where she can kind of go the singer-songwriter route or the pop idol route, or just toe the line between both. And I kind of think she should do both, but a little bit more of the singer-songwriter route, though. That's just my opinion. Sorry to go off on that tangent, but I just needed to get that off my chest. All right, so here's the track list for this upcoming album. There's going to be 13 songs on this album. 13 totally original, never heard before songs. So here's the first track. And I don't know if these are actually going to be in the same order as they are on the album or whatever, but they probably won't be. They'll probably be switching it around. But here is the track list anyway. All right, so we have Anything. That's the first song listed. So I wonder what that song is going to be about. So like, I'll do anything, anything for you, oh baby. All right, the next song is going to be a birthday. So I wonder what that song is going to be about. So she's going to be all like, birthday sex or birthday intercourse, or is it going to be like, put a can on the birthday cake type song, like the cake type of song. So, or is it gonna be like, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to ya? So, I'm interested to hear. All right, the next song is gonna be called Every Woman. So she's gonna be like, ah, every woman, it's only me. So, I wonder what this song is going to be about. So I'm guessing maybe it's going to be like a female empowerment song, perhaps. Namie she didn't strike me as the type to like based on what I've seen from Namie, she didn't really try to do the whole like feminist. Yeah, I'm down with girl power and all that stuff, which isn't a slight against her in my book. But I'm just saying she never really tried to go that whole route of like, yeah, I'm empowering women. But yeah, I just find it interesting. But to be fair, I don't know if this song is about female empowerment or not. All right, the next song is going to be called, well, it'll be on the album, and it's called Fashionista. So this song is gonna be all like about Namie being like superficial, I guess, and being all like, I love designers, fashion, put it all on me. I'm anything you want me to be. Fashion, put it all on me. I'm anything you want me to be. Maybe she'll speak a little French in this song, you know, perhaps, or sing a little French. All right, next song is gonna be Fly. So she's gonna. I guess that might be one of those like, you know, kind of like reach for the stars type of songs where it's like, yeah, you can do it, fly high to the sky. You know, perhaps. Next song is Golden Touch. Wonder what that song is going to be about. Golden Touch. So it's going to be about some, getting touched on by someone who has a golden complexion, perhaps, Hey, all right now. Next song is called It. That's strange. It. Just It. I wonder is this song gonna be is like about maybe like Namie getting in touch with her, I guess, inner monster. I don't know. Right, next song on this album is called Photogenic. So I'm guessing that's where the genic comes from for the album title. So photogenic. So it's going to be about how Namie is so photogenic. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Namie, if the music career didn't work out for Namie, she could have been, a model. I think she has the face for it. At least a glamour model. I don't know about the runway model thing, but to be fair, Namie does kind of photograph tall, from what I've seen of her. Like, I think her height is like 5'2", but the way that she looks, sometimes she looks taller than 5'2", at least in my opinion. And I think that's possibly just because of the way her body is shaped, and because of that, her body photographs and films taller than it actually is. So perhaps she could get away with, being a model, at least on print, maybe not the runway. But then again, I don't know the fashion standard in Japan. It might be a little different than Europe and the United States. All right, next song is called Scream. So Namie is gonna be screaming on the track, That'd be interesting to hear Namie going crazy and screaming on the track, like, ah! Ah! Yeah, that'd be interesting. Namie is accused of being, somewhat lackadaisical, stoic, impassive at times. So I guess that would kind of help show people that she is like emotional. She does have like emotion. She's not a robot, you know. Right. Next song is Space Invader. So I'm guessing it's gonna be about somebody up in Namie's space, and she gotta like get up out my face, get up out my space, stop being a space invader place. I don't know how to. I can't finish that rhyme. But yeah. All right. So somebody invading Namie's space. I don't know. Some stalker probably. I don't know who's stalking Namie. All right. Next song is Stranger. So I'm guessing it's a stranger who is stalking Namie. And she is going to be singing this song about this stranger. And this person is strange. Probably because she doesn't know the person. But this person can be strange in the sense that they are different, you know. The next song listed and the last song listed is Time Has Come. Probably should have been The Time Has Come. But anyway, Time Has Come. So this song is going to be about, I'm guessing, one of those like more of emotional songs where it's like, the time has come for me to go on my own, go on my journey alone, but I'll keep you strong in my heart. Oh, you and I, we say goodbye. Oh, no, no. The time has come for us to say goodbye. All right. And if you guys were keeping count, that was 12 songs. The 13th song is still being recorded, so we don't know. The songs that will receive music videos are as follows: Anything, Birthday, Fashionista, Golden Touch, and Stranger. All right. I haven't heard these songs at all, so I can't really say for sure if I want one song over the other song to be a video. But yeah, it's kind of a little difficult to tell at this point. But I think based on these song titles, these are good choices, you know. But yeah, there you have it. That is the upcoming track list for Namie Amuro's album, Genic. For some reason, I want to say Henic, Henico, or I don't know. I want to Hispanify this for some reason. But Genic, yeah, well, underscore Genic, technically. And it's going to be released in 3 formats as usual. It'll be a CD-only version, a CD plus DVD version, and a CD plus Blu-ray version of the album. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool stuff, and I'm excited to hear this album. I'm hoping this song, we got some fire songs up in here. I'm hoping that the first time I play this album, it'll just be like, bam, when it's just like, whoa, this is some good stuff here, versus sometimes it has to grow on you for a moment, and then other times you just don't get it at all. You're like, I kind of wasted my money, But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting this album, Definitely going to be supporting my baby Namie, Because that's what I'm supposed to do, really, Men supposed to be supporting their women when they doing stuff. So, yeah. Again, so there you have it. There you have it. But what are your thoughts and opinions? Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Your feedback and your support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next, news article analysis. Adios and goodbye for now. The time has come for us to say goodbye. But you guys know I'll be back. But again, adios and goodbye for now.